Hello and welcome to Wide Real News, the platform where we bring you the latest and most relevant news from around the world. Please make sure to subscribe to our channel so you never miss out on any updates. Now, let's dive into today's top story. SADC to hold summit on Mozambique's escalating post-election crisis. As Mozambique grapples with rising violence following its disputed October 9th presidential election, the Southern African Development Community, SADC, has called an extraordinary summit to address the growing crisis. The election, won by the ruling party, Frelimo, has sparked deadly protests, with opposition groups rejecting the results and claiming widespread fraud. Daniel Chapo, Frelimo's candidate and the president-elect, is set to replace Filipe Nyusi, who is stepping down after 2 terms in office. However, Venancio Mondlane, an independent candidate backed by opposition parties, has refused to accept the outcome, urging his supporters to mobilize in what he calls the Day of Mozambique's Freedom. Rights groups report that at least 18 protesters have been killed by security forces since demonstrations began. The SADC summit, scheduled to take place in Harare between November 16th and 20th, is expected to focus on Mozambique's volatile situation and its impact on regional stability. Zimbabwe's information minister, Jan-Fred Maswea, stated that the summit will also cover recent political developments in Botswana and Namibia, where elections are approaching. Mozambique's defense minister Cristóvão Chum warned that the army may be deployed to safeguard the people's interests if protests continue, stressing that the demonstrations are divisive and destructive to the country's unity. Chum called for an end to the violence, condemning the destruction of public infrastructure and warning of severe consequences if protesters persist. SADC's handling of Mozambique's crisis comes on the heels of recent electoral controversies in the region. In August, Zimbabwe's election received SADC endorsement despite allegations of irregularities. Botswana, on the other hand, witnessed a peaceful transfer of power after Duma Boko, the opposition leader, defeated the long-standing ruling party. Namibia's election, set for November 27th, will see the ruling SWAPO party defending its long-held power, with Nitambo Nandindetwa standing as the first female candidate following the passing of President Hage Geingob. The international community, including observers from the European Union, has raised concerns over Mozambique's election process, citing bias within its electoral commission. Calls for peaceful dialogue and restraint have come from the US, Canada, the UK, and other countries, urging a fair resolution to the political unrest. As SADC leaders prepare for this summit, they face a crucial test of regional solidarity and democracy, with the hope of reaching a peaceful resolution to the unfolding crisis in Mozambique.